What's really heartbreaking is I realized my mom made everything about a man finding a man. And that has what's been communicated to me. And when I think about the self-esteem struggles that I've had throughout my entire life, they can all be hinged on this fact that thematically in my life, she made everything about a man. One time I sent her this photo, right? Kind of showing her how my hair grew over the past 3 years of having locks. And it was so crazy because she even made that about a man. Like, how do you make my hair growth about a man? Damn. So I'm reading this book called Men Don't Love Women Like You by G.L. Lambert, and he's getting my ass together. And it's crazy how a stranger is telling me about my worth far more than my mother ever had. And that's where I think a lot of us end up getting stuck, is that we're trying to now in our adult years believe because of authors, because of therapists and life coaches like myself, because our friends are telling us how worthy we are. And we're so confused, we're scratching our heads because we're like, wait, we've never been made out to be special. And a lot of women can resonate with the fact that a lot of our parents made it more so about, you need this to have a man, you need that to have a man, you better cook or a man won't, you better not cut your hair because a man don't. Everything was about a man. And I realized my mother never really made it a point to be like, listen, you are so special. A man better, she never made it clear that a man must come a certain way, which made it so easy for me to just be impressed by any man that would come along, which made it so easy for me to just accept the bare minimum treatment. And I realized this didn't just happen with men, this happened with women too, where, again, there was nothing that ever communicated, hey, you are special. Someone should treat you like this. Someone should do this for you. Someone should come at you with this kind of energy. It was never like that. It was always, hey, you need to make sure you're on point. Which is why a lot of women have a hard time believing they're the prize, which is why a lot of women easily buy into, well, we both can be prizes. Like, fuck all that. I don't give a fuck what the fuck I didn't hear growing up. In my 30s, it's such a redemptive season for me because there's so much I didn't understand in my teens, so much I didn't understand in my 20s. But in my 30s, oh, you will be convinced that I was raised by, like, the Queen of England, the way I recognize my importance, the way I understand how I should be treated, and the way I'm not tolerating anything less than what I established my standards to be. But it's just so crazy. When I think about it, I'm like, dang, there were just certain things that were never communicated to me. No one ever made me feel like I'm so special, someone needs to come like this. The only time I believe my mom ever did a great job of making me feel like I was special is when it came to making money. She was like, you can do anything you want. You can make that money, honey. You are so smart. You are Marsha B. You can become anything. And she only did that because she wanted me to really follow that whole pre-med train, and I've vented about that enough on other TikToks. But I just think it's so crazy how many parents do this to their children, and more specifically their daughters. And if you can relate to that, I am with you. I am so with you on that. But it is so important. You take it upon yourself to do some redemptive, healing, restorative work, to believe in your worth, to believe in what you deserve, and start to shield yourself and build yourself up to receive nothing less than these new established standards that you should have when it comes to dating. You are the prize. You are the prize, and a man that is willing to put the work in becomes a winner when he earns connection to someone as divine as you. That this is what we should have always been hearing. This is what we should have always been hearing, but instead we think less of ourselves because we've always been told, be like this, be like that to get a man. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. You are already all that in a bag of chips. It's just so high time you come to terms with that and start to have standards in your dating life that match that. If you need help and you need to work with a life coach / therapist to help you navigate that, I'm so happy to be on that journey with you. So many of my clients and I are doing this work together to help them live the lives that they've always deserved, regardless of what they've heard from either their mother, their fathers, any other caregivers that they've ever had in their life. It is not too late. Okay, I don't care how old you are, 40, 50, I mean, I care. It is never too late to start to do this work. So I hope this helps somebody out there. If it resonates, chat with me in the comments. Let me know how you feel. Until next time.
I feel like it's the same for my mom, but my mom was married to my dad, right? My dad passed away, but she was like, as strong as she is, she was literally a pick me. And being in that happy relationship with my dad literally made her to be like everything about a man. Everything about a man. Even now, like my mom is everything about a man. And I think my dad is responsible for this. Like, but in that same breath, she referenced my dad. She's like, your dad met me, and you too can meet a man. You see, you don't have to die alone. I know you have some of my characteristics and my personality traits, you know, but you can still find a man. They're not all horrible, you know. You just have to come down a bit with your standards sometimes because, yeah, she says that you have to come down a bit, you know. And I think it comes from a loving place. I don't feel like they mean this in a most harmful way. I feel like all parents believe that they're trying the best, that, well, the ones that actively do try feel like they are doing their best for their children and they want the best for them. So the more you dive deep into this, you realize that, ah man, they also had their own issues. I mean, my parents were born during apartheid, right? Like, there's like Jim Crow in America, but they grew up in that and going into that system that's so oppressive, that's so against women and black people. They did the best that they could. I mean, her parents did the best that they could, right? Because not that my grandfather was the most loyal. I mean, my grandfather had multiple children everywhere. That's my grandfather. And then my mother came. And then my grandfather married my grandmother, right? But even that union was horrible, right? So things started to change with, I mean, my mother had standards from there. She, like, not that her mother taught her that, because her mother just, again, apartheid, colonization. So she just saw it for herself. She wanted a man who would treat her right, a man that would love her, and then my father came. And then my father also had his own problems with his own parents as well. It's like the cycle of toxicity in our upbringing and all those stuff. So what I'm trying to get at is just let's work on ourselves. Like, I feel like my mother, and then it's me on top. Besides my mother, like, for me, like, I had the most horrible relationship with a man, and then I got another man. But by the time the another man came, I was in a dysfunctional state of myself, so I had to figure out myself. So a lot of things that I know myself, just like you, I taught it to myself because I wanted to be better for me. And then when you get to that point, you realize how quiet it is, and it's so peaceful. Hey.